This puzzle is called Numerical Transactions, and there's the name. The purpose of this puzzle, in other words, the problem that it solves, is children sometimes have a very hard time to understand why 1 becomes 10 or 10 becomes 1. In other words, they do not really understand the concept of lending and carrying. I know they use calculators and number lines at school, but ladies and gentlemen, if they do not understand how to do carrying and lending, they are bound to pick up problems with math later on. Now, this particular puzzle consists, of course, of the board and then with certain cutouts. The cutouts are vitally important. I'll get to the cutouts just now. And then it's got 20 copies of the blocks with single grapes on them. It's got 20 little blocks with bunches of grapes on them. It's got 20 blocks with bags of grapes on them. And it's got 20 blocks with barrels of grapes on them. And then, of course, it's also got 20 blocks of each of the numbers from 0 to 9. And then when you look at the block, at the board, you can see this line which indicates that you can teach a child division. You can also teach him adding, you can teach him deduction, you can teach him multiplication, because these icons are also included in the kit. Okay, furthermore, now the first thing, when you look at the blocks, the cutouts, you'll see under the large cutouts, incidentally, each of these large cutouts only has space for 9 of these blocks. Only 9 blocks will fit in there. This one, only space for 9 blocks. Only space for 9 blocks, and only space for 9 blocks. And you will see the reason for that in a minute. Below these blocks are cutouts that receive the numbered blocks. And when you notice, this is also called the answer line. Below the answer line, there's only enough space to add in 1 block with a number on it. So if the child's answer that he wants to put below the answer line is more than 9, 10 or more, then he won't be able to put his answer in, because there's only space for 1 digit with very much specific purposes, and you'll understand that just now. So I've used a very simple example to explain the concept of how this works. What actually happens here is the child will actually have to physically do the carrying or the lending. And once he's physically done it, he will understand why 1 becomes 10 and why 10 becomes 1. Just have a look. First of all, the first thing he has to do is insert the problem that he received at school, his calculation that he's got to do, translate into numbered blocks, and put the numbered blocks into his board with his calculation icon. Secondly, he's got to translate the first number into grapes. Okay, let's do that. In the first block, how many single grapes? 8. Well, he's added them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. The second block, how many bunches? He has to add 2. There they are, 1, 2. And then in the third block, how many bags? He has to put 4 in there. Well, there they are, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's proceed to the next step. What he's got to add to the blocks in that block is 3. Let's rather say what he has to add to the single grapes in that block. He has to add 3 single grapes. How many single grapes? 3. Well, there he's added them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's add them all up. That's 8, 19, 11. So he's got his answer and he wants to put it below the answer line. He can't, because 11 has got 2 digits and there's space for only 1. So now we need to make a plan. What kind of plan can we make? Let's suggest to the child that we take 10 of these 11 grapes, we put that in a bunch, and we put the bunch with the bunches. So then, once he's done that, we've got 1 left. So because there's 10, there's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. When we take 10 grapes away and put the bunch there, there's only 1 left. and 1 is certainly going to fit into the block. Great, so now he can put his answer down below the answer line. Let's proceed to the next step. He's carried his bunch of grapes that he's made from the 10 single grapes. He's added it there. How many does he have to add according to his calculation problem that he received at school? Nothing. Okay, so he doesn't have to add anything. So certainly when we put that bunch in with the others in the block, it fits in because there's space for 9 and we only have 3. So that means he can put his answer below the answer line. There it is, 3. We proceed to the next step. How many does he have to add to this block according to the problem that he received at school, the calculation problem? He has to add 2. There he's added them. Now, if we take those 2 and we add them to the block, it certainly will fit in because that means it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's space for 9 in this block. So now he can put his answer below the answer line. There it is, 6. So his answer is 631. And ladies and gentlemen, now he understands what it means to carry. Of course, you can do the same procedure with deduction, which means that it will be a reverse procedure with lending. And you can do the same procedure with calculations like multiplication and division. I've just used a very simple example in order to show you. The puzzle comes with instructions. And as I mentioned, a child has to see and do something physically, and then he will understand the abstract. The Director General of KwaZulu-Natal Education Department years ago commented on the Little Genius puzzle range. He was saying, and I quote, "This product is of vital importance. It helps with concept forming, which is a major problem at all age levels." Now again, ladies and gentlemen, this by doing the physical carrying, the child will understand what carrying is, why 10 becomes 1, and reversely why 1 becomes 10. As I said, this is not the last of the maths series, so please keep watching for the next one.